Hey folks, welcome back to WarThunder. In today's video we're going to be playing the CL-13A in a sim-enduring confrontation battle. I used the original 262 to get 3 air kills in order to get enough points to spawn this thing in, and I don't really have any huge drive to grind for the German Mk.5 because I feel as if without the radar and the missiles it just won't be as fun to play. So I'm basically just, I'm grinding it out. I don't know if I'll bother playing it though. I love the Russian one too much. But I was surprised at how enjoyable this was because I really didn't encounter in this flight any of the 10-0s or any missile armed aircraft or anything with radar. And I had some really good, like, old school dogfights. So first target that I spotted among a bit of a furball was a FJ4B. I think it might have been AI. And then whilst checking my 6 I noticed this A5 Sabre. So always good to focus on your 6 even if you've got a target your 12, because you can't kill anything if you're dead. So managed to get on the Sabre's 6. Damage is weighing enough for him to go into a bit of a spin, and then I immediately start taking fire from the rear. So again, checking the 6, I see a guy that's pulling off over there. May actually have been the same guy that I just damaged, pulling out of his spin. Hard to tell. But we've got a huge energy advantage on him. Just spotted there's a Cougar on my 6. The guy with wing smoke on, using tracer belts. And then there's another Sabre. So at the minute there are 3 if not 4 aircraft. A Sabre, maybe 2 Sabres, a Cougar and a Fury. All in the rough vicinity, all aware of me. And I've taken a little bit of wing damage. I try and do a rolling scissor to keep on this guy, but I end up losing it because of the wing damage. Roll it back the other way, and he breaks off for some reason. But then I notice that I've got a 6 again. Rolling scissor onto the 6 of this guy. Just some speculative shots, never expected them to hit. But again I start taking fire, so ignore that guy. Focus on the 6. Right now I'm just going for energy. I'm hoping that if I get low enough and use this valley, then it might hide me from a few of them. And then this guy flies right over me. My 6 is clear, so I decide I'm just going to pull around and go for it, see what happens. Another speculative burst. Not expecting these shots to hit. It's just one of those, if they do, fucking winner. If they don't, well, I didn't expect it to anyway. Not going to follow this guy all the way up because I'm bleeding speed rapidly, so I'm going to flatten it out and bring it back down in the vertical. And then right here, I think my viewing window is so small, but I'm pretty sure it's this guy. At one point I noticed that he's using air brakes. Might be now. You'll be able to see better if you full screen it, but if you're having a bit of a one-on-one dogfight with someone and they start using air brakes, then you can basically just consider it a win in advance, because I know that he's purposely slowing himself down, which means that I can go for the vertical maneuvers, and even though I'm going to stall out, he's almost definitely going to stall out lower than me, and it allows me to just roll back around, fuck up that first spray, but I get completely mince him, and then the company returns. Cougar's back. Not sure what happened to the Fury or the other Sabre. Cougar overshoots, and even despite this damage, the plane's pretty controllable still. And I think he might have been watching me and just misjudged the height of the trees. Shame I couldn't have got like a little tiny hit into him, but he's dead, so I'm not going to complain. There were 2 savers, because this is the second one. I think I'm not really someone that's studied the like science or physics of dogfighting in depth. A lot of what I learn is just through trial and error, and if you're slower than them, you've basically got to use like downwards vertical maneuvers to get your speed back and time it with them coming down on you so that you can like equalize the energy, or just maneuver in a way that gets them to overshoot, and then in the time it takes them to come back in for another attack, then you've got to play for energy and try and equalize. So that's what I've been doing here. He has much more energy than me, so I'm just trying to get him turning basically, keep inside his guns. And I think he lost me there, because I don't understand why he would do this otherwise, and the way that his aircraft's orientated with the belly to me a lot of the time shows that he doesn't have eyes on me, because otherwise he wouldn't block his view with his own aircraft. You can tell that I've not flown anything of this era for a while, because I'm really not used to lead on the 50 cals. Not a fan of how small the viewing window through the front of the cockpit is on this thing either. Some hits there but no damage, just sparks. And I nearly lose him here, but I just catch his wing in the low right, and he spins out. No hits on that spray. And he's inverted, he's very low to the ground, he tries to pull through, and it just doesn't work out. No hits unfortunately, or none that counted anyway, so I didn't get the kill for that either, but I think I just won a 4-on-1 engagement. Pretty happy with that. So I go and land, I'll show you the landing at the end, and then come straight back in, head for the surveillance, the enemy bomber formation. Pardon me. And I run into a pretty massive furball again. Obviously, as is standard in this game, you end up picking the wrong target to go for, and it ends up being a friendly prop. But I do notice this F-84, so I'm just going to follow him through and keep my eyes open and keep checking my 6 and my surroundings to see if a better target of opportunity pops up. I don't think this guy's aware of me yet, because I haven't fired yet. I've literally just entered the fray. Obviously the CL's going to have much better performance than an F-84, so following him through all these maneuvers is no problem whatsoever. Just fucking up the lead a lot. See, it says I only damaged his right wing, but I'm pretty sure that that was it looked like a more central hit to me, so I think he might have some engine damage or fuselage damage. I might have crit his wing root and the actual end of it, so if something else pops up, I'm going to follow that and not him. I'm seeing contrails all around, but I don't appear to be under any threat, so I'm just going to keep following him for the time being. Not sure why all these guys have got wing smoke on. So there's a Cougar here, quite possibly the same guy from the earlier engagement. Since the F-84 is critically damaged, I'm just going to ignore him. I'm much higher in energy than the Cougar. I started off above and he pulled onto me. He's manoeuvring hard to follow me, which means he's bleeding a shitload of speed, so I'm just going to pull it vertical. Didn't see any missiles on his wings, so I don't have to worry about being engaged by those. And I'm just going to stall him out here. I've leveled out, I'm just going to spiral climb gently until I see him start to drip. Trying to pull inside him, so I'm throttling all the way down and using my air brakes. No other threats around, so this isn't the same as earlier when the other guy was using air brakes, because I'm still at an energy advantage. He pulls up and then he flips around to try and get on my 6. I'm just going to carry on the climb and do the exact same thing again. The F-84 from earlier just died. He crashed on landing or something, I'm not sure, but I got the kill for that, so that's a win. And see, he's trying to pull into a head-on, but I know that his energy isn't quite there. He can't pull. He's just stationary in the air. Shitloads of ammo with the 50s to blow through and get my aim on point, even if I don't nail it the first instance. And nice easy kill. So, third and final engagement of the video. I've stuck around because our friendly surveillance plane is in this area and it's quite near their runway, which to me makes it quite an obvious target to anyone that's just taken off and anyone that's trying to zoom climb for a bomber straight off the runway is going to be pretty low energy state. So here's an F-84, perhaps the same one from earlier. Seen a lot of other controls around the area as well, including another Cougar. And I think another Sabre as well. Not sure which ones are aware of me at the minute. I'm going to maintain the altitude. I'm not going to dive through and follow that Cougar. I'm just going to go for altitude instead. Loop around. He's burning energy to climb up. And again, I'm just going to drag him. Get him to stall out. Except it's not just him that I'm stalling out this time. I think it's a Sabre or an F-84. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy as last time because of the similar wing smoke. Now the Cougar is higher up. I'm going to go for the lower down guy because it gives me more space to get my energy back up whilst the Cougar's still stalling out. Sabre's dead. Cougar's right here and I'm just going to pull right up into him. And I think he lost me. Because I'm really not sure why I'd continue this path otherwise. I'd have been diving down for speed. He was chasing the surveillance plane, I think. And here we've got an F-84 on our 6. So there were 3. And as before, huge performance advantage over an F-84, so I'm just gonna run basically. I have no need to engage him. I hold all the cards here. At this altitude it's very easy to track people without having to keep continual eyes on them because of the control that they leave behind. I'm going to go into a gentle climb and bank, just spiral climb. He will definitely stall out before me, so as soon as that happens I just need to speed up my rotation and pull back round onto him, and there'll not be much he can do. He's stalling out now, but he knows exactly what I'm doing, so instead of being an idiot like the other bunch of people, he decides to dive and he makes a beeline straight for his runway. And I'm not ready to give up my altitude advantage right now because I'm not actually sure if there's anything else in the area or not. And my fuel situation and my ammunition's not looking too great. And as long as he's diving away, he's no threat to me whatsoever, so I'm going to let him go. He's going straight for his runway through the clouds. And I decide to go for my runway as well, except on the way there I get killed by a missile from a T2. Which is my fault, because I just, having not seen any 10-0 radar missile equipped aircraft, I just assumed there weren't any. Which I know is completely fucking stupid. But it's easy to do that when you don't have any yourself, because obviously Germany doesn't have any radar or missile equipped aircraft just flat out in general. So I just forgot, and I don't have any in my lineup. This is the best German jet that I've got, and I did get an easy ace in it before the 2-2 killed me. So yeah, here is that landing that I promised. It's from the you know, earlier on when I was damaged, so not the best. It was a bit sideways, but I got down and I lived, so I'm calling that a win. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, folks. So that's the end of this one. If you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button to get updates. Leave me a like if you liked it, and dislike if you didn't. And I always appreciate a comment to let me know why you picked whatever you picked. I'll answer your questions or whatever you have in the comments as well. And fingers crossed, I see you in the next video. So, thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.